Well, there are warnings this summer about how prolonged exposure to high temperatures could be ruining your sunscreen and cosmetics too. I spoke to Dr. Laurence, Senior Lecturer with Monash University's Faculty of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences a short time ago about how heat can compromise your products.
Cosmetics might be impacted by high temperatures because they are going to go through decomposition of the actives, for example, degradation of the actives, or the actual form, like the emulsion, could separate. This kind of thing happens when you are putting these cosmetic products in some extreme heat conditions. So we are not talking about normal kind of heat at 30 degrees or something, but when you are at 40 degrees, for example, the actives can start degrading, and it is also for the sunscreens as well. If you leave your sunscreens, for example, in your car, in the car it could get to a whooping 60 degrees, and you would have potentially some degradation of your actives, and also degradation of the actual form. The emulsion could separate, and when you take your sunscreen, it's just oil coming out or something like that. And
wow. Because a lot of people wouldn't actually know that. I mean, me, myself, I leave my sunscreen in the car or might take it in my bag to the beach, which I'm sure is the situation for a lot of people. So what actually happens to the effectiveness of the sunscreen if it is exposed to those high temperatures for a prolonged period?
So we are talking about really extreme heat here. If we are talking about normal heat, if you go to the beach, for example, and you protect a little bit your sunscreen, it's going to be fine because these sunscreens are really well formulated. They are medicines in Australia, so they have to go through stability testing that are very harsh, and they go up to 45 degrees, for example. So we know that in a normal conditions of use, these sunscreens are really well formulated. And there are some actives that are going to degrade or are heat sensitive, but these actives are generally not alone in these sunscreens. You have other actives that stabilize these actives that are sun sensitive or heat sensitive. So the formulation is stable. Don't be afraid too much. The formulation is stable, and the stability runs for a certain amount of time that gives the shelf life of the product. But in normal conditions of use, if you put your sunscreen in your car, then if your car reaches really high temperatures, then it's not the real conditions at which the stability has been tested. So you actually technically reduce your expiry date when you leave your products in a very high heat situation.
Interesting. So how should people be storing it? And I guess what is the expiry date? How do you know where your sunscreen's at?
Yeah, exactly. So your expiry date should be written on your bottle, because again, that's a medicine in Australia, and the sunscreen, so it should be written here. So check the expiry date. That's the first thing. And then common sense. Try to put them away from extreme heat conditions. If you are, and it's for sunscreens and cosmetics, by the way. If you have some retinol, for example, retinol is very heat sensitive. So if you bring your retinol in your caravan and camping, definitely make sure that it's stored in a fridge. And at low temperature. And for sunscreens, the same. Don't leave them in your car because your car is very much an oven very often during summer. So yeah, it's going to be really detrimental to your sunscreens. So yeah, really common sense kind of things. Yeah.
Another thing too, a lot of people would often leave their cosmetics in the car too, often for a lot of people. So can your cosmetics actually go bad, I guess, as you were saying? They can also sort of expire here or go bad in those extreme heat temperatures. But what would happen if you use them on your skin? What does that mean? What could that do to you?
So they are probably, cosmetics are not formulated the same as sunscreen, so they don't go through the rigorous testing that sunscreens go to. So it's even more the case for cosmetic products, normal cosmetic products, that they are going to go bad a little bit quicker probably than sunscreens. So what happens is, for example, if you have retinol in your cosmetic product, the retinol is going to degrade. So first of all, you don't have the benefit of retinol, but it could also degrade into potential nasty degradation products. So you not only you don't get the benefit, but you could also get something that is harming you.
Yeah, wow, well, good to know, and a great warning this summer as well, especially it's 40 degrees in Melbourne today, so a timely warning today. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.